What's up everybody, and welcome back to another action figure review. Today we're checking out the Storm Collectibles Reptile from Mortal Kombat. Now I am absolutely pumped to get this guy out of the box and into my collection. He is one of my favorite fighters in the entire Mortal Kombat collection, so I am very excited. I do love all the accessories that this guy comes with, and of course we will get into that very shortly. If you guys don't know, Mortal Kombat is one of my favorite things on the planet, so anything Mortal Kombat related, I am super pumped to have. So without further ado, let's check out the packaging here. This is the front of the box, everybody. I really do dig this illustration of Reptile. Here we have all the major branding that we need to see on the cover. And of course, I almost forgot to mention that this is a window box, so we do actually get to see the figure in all of his glory. And if you turn to the side panel here, you can actually see Reptile continue. So you get that left and right front shot of Reptile. Really freaking love that. Let's flip to the back. The back's pretty cool. And we have a bunch of product shots of Reptile himself, featuring all of the accessories that he comes with. We do have a little bio of Reptile, so if you want, you can pause this video, read this. So here we have all the product shots. Like I said, we have the force ball and energy wave here. We have the long tongue that he comes with. We have an alternate Reptile head right here. Really love that. Probably going to be displaying him with that head all the time, or maybe with this head right here. I love that. I've always loved the Reptile with the ninja suit with the Reptile face. I don't know. I kind of love that idea. And I love that he comes with acid and stuff. So that is a wicked shot of Reptile. Really dig it. That's really all for the cover and the packaging here, guys. Really well put together. Let's bust into here so we can take a closer look and just have fun. Let's play. I'm gonna go over all of his articulation, his details, the sculpt, all that good stuff. You guys know the drill, so let's get to it. Let's check out Reptile from Storm Collectibles. So here is our Reptile action figure from Storm Collectibles, everybody. He looks absolutely wicked. I am a big fan of this green in general. It's nice and bright and fluorescent. It really sticks out. Same with the Scorpion. He also really sticks out, but this green is just so vibrant. Really like the way this guy is painted and colored up just to kick things off. Now, he is a very well-made action figure. I did give myself a little bit of time to play around with him, articulate him, try out all of his cool accessories, and he is an absolute blast to mess around with and play. And I couldn't be any happier for a Reptile figure. This is definitely the Reptile I think everyone has been wanting forever, I do believe. So let's get into the accessories that he does come with, because they are all quite nice. Starting off with his hands, he does have a slew of hand accessories ranging from lefts to right, open grips to open palms, flat palms. Now currently we do have him equipped with the fist hands, as you can see, and I love all the details in them. You can really see the fingers. Here we have some semi-open gripping hands for weapons. Unfortunately, this Reptile did not come with any weapon accessories, so I'm not entirely too sure why these were included, but that being said, I'm not going to complain about extra hands. They actually do look really nice, and I'm sure we can find some kind of weapon accessory to stick in there. So there's those hands. Next, we have some open palm hands, as you can see. These, I think, are going to be mostly used for his force ball accessory, which I'll actually get to right now since he has these hands out. Here's the force ball accessory that he comes with, and you can see that it does come with a nice stand here. The stand does include lots of different levels, so you can make this force ball very high off the frame, as you can see. We're not going to go that high. I don't think a force ball needs to be that high, but here it is. It's very cool. It's nice and translucent, as you can see. The nice light blast right through the backside like that. Very cool. And here you can see that his hands are open grip, probably for this force ball. This is how he would position his hands to use the force ball in game, something like along those lines. Now his last pair of hands are quite unique. Here you can see we have a finger pointing hand here. Very cool. I love the expression on that hand. And of course we have, again, another open palm hand, but a little bit more character, kind of curvy fingers in there. I actually really like these hands, probably the most out of them all, and the fist hands, I think, but these hands are really well done. And now that we have the hands out of the way, let's check out the rest of his accessories. He does come with an alternate head. I love this reptilian head, this reptile head. This is basically how he looks like when he takes off his mask. Very, very cool. You can see that it comes with a little tongue in there, which is removable. It's not the easiest to remove that tongue. Like, my fingers are too chunky to remove it. So I've actually had to get some pliers or tweezers and kind of use them to pull it out, but they come out smooth. So you'll have no problem there. Check out the texture on the tongue. The tongue does actually have quite the amount of texture on it. I don't know how to explain this besides it feels and looks like a tongue. Nice, solid pink color. One last other detail. The acid spit, it is, as you can see, translucent green, so the light does blast right through, just like the force ball. So very, very cool accessories here. Now, one thing about this reptile head is that this mask, there's no need for it to come off. It actually comes off all the time. You can literally just slip it on and off. There's a couple clamps in there, some holes in the side of his cheeks, and they kind of just slip in there. Really annoying how it just falls out, comes out so easily. So here he is with the lizard head on. Now there's a couple different things that you can do with this head, which I absolutely love. So as I mentioned, you can take the tongue out, and let's not pass by the articulative jaw. I love that it opens and closes like that. Very cool, nice touch. There is so much detail in Reptile's alternate reptile head. It's unbelievable. The sculpt itself is very detailed. You can see individual scales even underneath his eyes and on his cheeks. He's got a really cool reptilian snout and nose, and his brows are really, really cool as well. He looks absolutely pissed off. His eyes are red, vibrant, and he looks extremely menacing. I love his teeth. They're individually painted. You can see a little blood stain on his teeth. Maybe those are gums or just rotting teeth. So one of the things that you can do with this alternate head is, of course, insert the acid spit into his mouth, and now he is spitting acid at his fellow combatant. It looks absolutely awesome. Very sturdy, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna break. It's not gonna snap unless you really put some tension on it. Now there is one other accessory that you can attach to his head. Let's just remove this. Now what that accessory is the back of his hood. There we go. So when he's in game and he takes off his mask to spit that acid, that's how it would look. So very, very cool. I love that idea. I'm a big fan of it without the black hood on, to be honest. And it just slides on and off, and it's pretty sturdy. It doesn't fall off as easy as the mask. So that's very nice. And I'm a big fan of this one. How can you not love this nod to the, what was it, the tongue lash fatality that he has, or the tasty fatality that he has in Mortal Kombat 2. Love this accessory. Very, very cool. And it doesn't bend, at least, yeah, it kind of bends, but it's not like a bendy wire. It's not going to retain its shape, so it just kind of, he just kind of sticks his tongue out. Now I do love every bit of detail on this action figure. It's very much like Scorpion and every other ninja that I've seen. Even the outfit looks very similar with all the slashes and the tension pulls on the leather here. Now let's get into the actual figure itself here. You can see that my fingers are pressing right into him. He is a soft rubber torso, more or less. There's pros and cons to it. I do love that the green portion is the rubberness. I think that's, you know, it kind of serves its purpose as leather. It's very cool. But the black interior where his chest is, how it pushes in, not a big fan of that. Now, besides that chest issue, I think this is a flawless action figure, and I have nothing bad to say about him whatsoever. Again, all the details and the sculpture work on here are fantastic. You can see all the muscles just light up underneath this lamp here, and it's so well done and sculpted. Same with his arms as well. You can see a couple veins here and there. There's some nice vein and some muscle definition. Look at that. It looks absolutely astonishing. Even the back of him, he looks pretty simple. Like, he's smooth all around. There's not a lot of texture on him besides the stretch marks in the leather here. That's really the only texture that we have on him. His boots are really nice as well. You have some black texture for some straps here. So he basically only does have like 3 or 4 colors at most. But you know what? He's well painted. There's no paint chips anywhere on my table here, so I do appreciate that. I really do like all that black line work on his green costume. It helps to accentuate that really saturated green color. So I basically finished shooting this video and then realized that, hey, the lime green outfit that he has on right now is not just straight lime green. If you look closely enough, specifically right down here, I don't know if you can see it on camera. I can't see it on camera, but there are highlights and shadow areas. There's actually shadow areas where all the black lines were. It's very faint, but it looks like it's been airbrushed on. On the back, you can really see it. Now, I do wish there was more of that on this Reptile because it actually makes him pop and just look so much better in person. Unfortunately, those highlights are not on his shin pads or his wrist guards or his mask. It's literally just on the rubber portion of his upper body, not even on his back legs here. Imagine if there was like nice shadow work in there. It'd be amazing, but I wish this was a little bit darker and it was more prominent and visible because it looks fantastic. I thought I'd let you guys know that. I also forgot to show you guys the backdrop that this Reptile came in. Check that out. This was in the back of the box and I didn't realize it was in there until I was packing it all up. Phenomenal looking backdrop. I would love to display him on here. It does take up a lot of space, but love the green. It looks so cool. It's Reptile. It's so Reptile. Actually, before we check out the articulation, let's take a quick look at this Reptile's head sculpt because I forgot to mention it. Now, it does look really nice. I like the way his eyes look and the paint job on his pupils. He does have a lime green or yellowish tinted eye. Looks very nice. And of course, his green face mask is the same color, same green lime color as his outfit. Again, the mask kind of comes off, like I mentioned. I'm not a big fan of that, so to be honest, I don't plan on selling these, so I might just glue that into place, because I'm afraid once I lose that, I'm stuck with a maskless Reptile, and I don't want a maskless Reptile. So there is Reptile in all his glory. Now let's go ahead and check out his articulation. Checking out Reptile's articulation, we do only need to check out the one side because both sides are the exact same. So, starting with his ankle, as you can see here, we have a nice ankle rocker. You can move it in and out, no problemo. You can rotate it left and right, as you can see there. Love that. And he does have a nice toe bend. I am starting to turn on toe bends. On a Ninja, I think they're necessary. If you can hide a toe bend like you can here, then I think it's very, very good and definitely well worth having one, especially for cool dynamic posing. Speaking of which, he does have a nice double jointed knee, as you can see here. He does have good articulation in the thigh. You can stretch it out about that far as you need to. It doesn't get impeded on this green rubber up here. That's about as far as you can move it anyway. Luckily it's there because it's a little bit stretchy. He can do the splits for the most part anyway. Great articulation in the legs. He does have a little bit of torso articulation. You can move him forward and back. You'll have to excuse the rubber sounds. So you can see that he does have quite the articulation here. So you can move it far and back. And this kind of goes back to me not liking the rubber black chest here. You know, if it was solid, then we wouldn't get this great chest articulation and solar plex articulation. It's very, very well done. We wouldn't get that if it was a nice hard chest. You know, so there's pros and cons. It's very, very nice. That's great articulation for a torso. And he doesn't rotate left and right down here. There's no cut or anything, unfortunately. It would be nice to have a cut, but it's not the end of the world. And let's move on up to his shoulders. He does have some really nice shoulder articulation. You can move him about that high, and you can actually rotate him as well. And he does have a slight bicep swivel. You can see it doesn't really swivel that much, right? I don't want to spin it all the way around because I'm afraid I'm gonna, snap it, and I don't want to snap a Storm Collectible toy. And let's keep going on his arm. He does have a nice double jointed elbow, as you can see here. Looks great, feels great, it's smooth as butter. And last, he does have nice articulation in the wrist, so you can spin it, of course, and you can move it up and down, left and right. You just have to spin that ball to any position you want. You can really do whatever you want with his hands. He doesn't have the best articulation in his head, unfortunately. He can only move it about that much down and about that much up, so it's not that good. I wish he did have a little bit more, especially looking down. Maybe you just have to move around his torso to make him look, oh, there goes his mask again. Maybe you just have to articulate his torso to make him look down a little bit more, but he doesn't have too much articulation in general on the head. And that is all the articulation on this reptile. It's an awesome amount, spot on. I don't think we need any more. And I think this reptile is absolutely perfect. So let's go ahead now and compare him to some other action figures on the market. Taking a look at some other action figures out there, we have the Storm Collectibles Scorpion on the left here, and the McFarlane Toys Sub-Zero on the right. These two lines do work really well together. They are both 7-inch scale lines, so you can easily incorporate the McFarlane and the Storm Collectibles together, which I am a big fan of. Next up, we have the Black Series Crosshair on the left, and on the right, we have Super 7's Michelangelo. So overall, I'm a huge fan of this reptile from Storm Collectibles. This figure roundhouse kicks a ton, and I mean a ton, of nostalgia to me. Some of the accessories this figure comes with are directly from Mortal Kombat 2, like the tongue lash fatality. That being said, he does include an amazing alternate head in which you can actually insert the acid spit accessory as well as the tongue. The force ball energy clad that we get in this action figure is also really cool. I love that it's translucent. And let's not forget the slew of hands that these figures come with. I do personally like the closed fists the most, but I do really appreciate the expressive hand gestures that we get included. Reptile's articulation is top notch. You can pretty much position Reptile any way you want with the slightest of ease. This is probably the greatest reptile action figure I've ever seen. It's so hard to imagine a better looking, a better articulating Mortal Kombat action figure, and I can't wait to collect every single one of them. Alright everyone, thanks for checking out my review of Storm Collectibles Reptile from Mortal Kombat. What characters are you most excited to see that haven't been released yet? I'd love to know, so let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're into action figure reviews. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a like, share it with all your collector friends, comment down below, and let me know if you have this figure and what you like or don't like about it. I'll be posting more photos of Reptile on my Instagram, which you can check out at Claudio's Collection, so follow me there for more content. Thanks again for watching, and you can catch me in the next one.